Zhane and Vitani, written and illustrated by Cal Covey Smith. Chapter 1. The final days of summer vacation shrouded the atmosphere of Miami, Florida. The jaded kids in the area were not looking forward to another year of school and mountains of homework. But over on 235 Lomakai Drive, there were two 12-year-old twins clashing for the controller to their Xbox One. Knock it off, Vitani. Super Mario Universe is single player only, and I grabbed the controller first. In case you forgot, you spilled iced tea on the other controller playing Fortnite. Besides, I was born first, said Vitani snidely. Only by 8 minutes, and remember, I'm taller and stronger, yelled Zhane, as he began to overpower his cheeky sister. Vitani kept pulling, but then she paused to think for a minute. "Oh, hey, Michael," she said, looking over her brother's left shoulder. Zhane slightly loosened his grip on the controller and turned around to see his best friend, only for no one to be there. Then Vitani snatched the controller out of his hands. "Gotcha, little bro," Vitani gloated. "Hey, that's not fair. You tricked me," protested Zhane. "Girls can't be gamers anyway. And don't call me little." "Too bad. So sad. Now beat it. I'm playing on the Xbox now," demanded Vitani, as she made a fist at her brother's face. Then the bickering brother and sister's mom, Jasmine Archer, walked into the den to break up the two. "Zhane, both of you stop before I slap the black off both of y'all," yelled Mrs. Archer. Then the two closed their mouths and glared at each other as they knew their mother was not one to make idle threats. "Lord, y'all need to learn how to stop fighting so much. I'm doing all I can to provide a nice environment for us, so I expect it to be peaceful," said Mrs. Archer. Mrs. Archer, being a single black mother of two strong-willed twins, as well as being an English professor at the University of Miami, had to be just as tough and focused to keep both her kids and students in line. "But Mom, I had the controller first, and V just walked up and tried to take it from me," said Zhane. "Only because you got to play the Xbox all day yesterday, and enough, both of you. I can't wait till school starts in 4 days so I don't have to hear this bullcrap," explained Mrs. Archer. "Now, Zhane, you spilled tea on the second controller and made it short-circuit, as well as played all day. So find something to do outside like boys are supposed to." "Oh, what?" said Zhane. "Don't make me ask again," said Mrs. Archer firmly. Zhane reluctantly headed out the front door and turned around to see his sister taunt him by blowing a raspberry. "I'll get you later, Vitani," whispered Zhane as he bitterly went outside. Zhane got his bike and mumbled to himself, "Vitani isn't even a hardcore gamer, and I'm the one who bought Super Mario Galaxy. Hey, Zhane." Zhane looked back to see his friend Michael approaching on his bike. "Oh, hey, Mike." "Uh-oh, I know that tone. What went down between you and Vitani this time?" asked Michael. "V tricked me into thinking you showed up and snatched the controller out of my hand. And my mom let her play the video game I bought when she's not even a gamer. I was going to live stream Super Mario Universe on my YouTube channel, Dragonfire Network," said Zhane. "Wow, you really let a girl play you like that?" replied Michael. "You see, right about now, I'd slap you in your head, but you're my bro, so I'm going to let it slide," said Zhane. The two made their way to the local park, only to see their Hispanic friend Jose being harassed by the neighborhood bully Traquel Thomas, whose nickname was Bull, and his gang who were playing keep away with his basketball. "Come on, guys, knock it off. Give me back my basketball, por favor," pleaded Jose. "We no speak Spanish here, ese. It's monkey in the middle, bruh. You gotta try and catch it," Traquel mocked. "Do you understand what we are saying?" said Ron Travius, the boy in the Miami Heat jersey. "Oh, Eddie Guerrero looking said Contreras. "I think he's getting mad, guys. We should not," said Austin. Zhane and Michael made their way to the basketball court to help their friend, only to see Jose yell at his tormentors in frustration. All of you are a bunch of cabeza de pingas. The four bullies stood in silence as they glared at Jose, who was shocked he said that out loud. What did you just call us? Demanded Trequel. He grabbed Jose by his throat and started to choke him. Trequel was a hostile but rather dim-witted boy who was 15 years old but was still in middle school. Quit it, Trequel, shouted Zhane. Trequel threw Jose to the ground as he and his gang focused their attention on Zhane and Michael. Michael helped Jose up and checked on him. Are you okay? Asked Michael. Yeah, but they still have my basketball, Jose replied. What you want, Zhane? Yelled Trequel. Look, Trequel, I don't want to start anything. Just give Jose the basketball. Trequel gave the ball to one of his friends and got in Zane's face. Who does Lil Jid think he's talking to? Said Trequel. Y'all are a bunch of losers. Get out of my face, dude. Besides, you shouldn't call anyone losers since you're 15 and still in 8th grade, said Zhane boldly. Suddenly, Trequel slapped Zhane in the face with his gang jeering him on, along with Michael and Jose staring in shock. Ooh, snap! Screamed Trequel's gang. Stop! You can have the basketball, just leave us be, begged Jose. Trequel ignored him and began to mock Zhane. You think 'cause you make an honor roll and wrote books you think you better than me? Zhane retaliated by shoving Trequel, who almost lost his balance, but being a bigger boy, he caught himself. I don't think, I know I'm better than you, exclaimed Zhane. I smell better too. Trequel then tackled Zhane to the ground and unleashed a fury of punches to his face. Zhane did his best to fight off the older boy, but was outsized and overpowered, while Michael and Jose were aggressively restrained by Bull's gang, who themselves began to scuffle with. Trequel waved a knife in Zane's face and threatened him. I'll stab your ass like Chucky, but let this be a warning to you. Don't ever screw with me, and it's Bull to you. Take their bikes. Bull's gang grabbed Zhane and Michael's bikes with Rontravius, his main follower, handing the ringleader Zane's beautiful emerald green bike. Before they left, Bull did a swift cut to Zane's right knee as he and his gang left with one final taunt. Ah! Zhane screamed in pain. Pussies! Michael and Jose ignored their items being stolen and rushed to pick up their dazed and hurt friend, who had a bruise under his right eye, a bump on his forehead, and a light gash on his left knee. Don't worry, Zhane. We'll get you home, said Michael. Hang tight, amigo, said Jose. Thanks, guys. The trio gingerly walked the street and arrived at Zane's house with the banged-up boy's mother and sister in complete shock. What the heck happened to you? Yelled Vitani. He got in a fight with Trequel Thomas, said Michael. Michael! Yelled Zhane. What? Oh no, not my baby. I'm about to raise sand, yelled Mom. Mom, don't. I already made that psycho's list. I don't need the situation to be even worse, protested Zhane. You let that illiterate punk beat you up? Asked Vitani. Hey, watch it, Vitani. Him and Michael were just trying to get my basketball back from Trequel. The dude is grande y loco. Big and crazy, said Jose. Well, something's got to be done, because what he did was assault, said Mom. Zhane thought to himself. He was too ashamed to tell his mom and sister the details of the incident, but if he did and Trequel found out action would be done to him, his whole gang would beat him down. Just drop it. Let's get some peroxide on these wounds and a hot bath going so I can heal up before school. Mrs. Archer sighed in frustration and disappointment. All right, son, but hear me out. If something like this happens again, that Trey Mill or whatever his ghetto name is will have to fight me, as God is my witness. Zhane sat on the couch in silence because he knew his mom didn't play around and was all action. Michael and Jose bought him his food, while Vitani got the first aid kit and treated his bruises and the cut on his knee. Ah, that burns! I can't stand that! Hollered Zhane. Oh, quit whining. It's the only way to keep the scars from scabbing, said Vitani. This wouldn't have happened if you had just let me stream my game. Hey, I have a YouTube channel too. It was my turn to play the Xbox. We had an agreement. Michael and Jose stood and watched the two argue. I know where this is going. It's getting late, so we better go, said Jose. Are you kidding? I love it when these two go at it, replied Michael. Vamonos. And thanks for backing me up, guys. Even though I feel lame for needing it. Don't swear it, amigo. Draco would get what's coming to him and ow! All you men with such fragile egos, mocked Vitani. Michael rolled his eyes. Anyway, see you soon, bud. Adios, said Jose. The two walked out of Zhane's house with the sound of him screaming in agony from the peroxide sponge his sister gleefully applied to him. See, you're enjoying this, aren't you? A little, Vitani said smugly. As he ate his spaghetti, Zhane began to think hard on how he was going to handle his situation with Bull when school started. I better be careful of how I handle things from now on. Hopefully 7th grade won't be a headache.